WWE officials are growing frustrated with Rikishi's public criticism of Jey Uso. It's the WWE trying to scapegoat Rikishi. And there's a few things that I want to talk about because while I don't think Rikishi is in the wrong for defending Jey Uso, I think he's in the wrong about something else. Now, his public criticism of Jey Uso of his booking, that is fair and it's valid because it hasn't been the greatest. Jey Uso, they had two opportunities to do this. They could have made him a mid-card champion in 2021 after the feud with Roman was done, and in 2020, because there was later in that year, they had the Hell in a Cell match. So in 2021, he could have beat Big E to become IC champion because he was hot then because he was the one that helped Roman Reigns get the Bloodline story started. He was a big part of the Tribal Chief arc in Roman Reigns' career, so we have to give Jey Uso credit for that. And if it didn't work out, then it just didn't work out. But you already had history with New Day and the Usos. So Jey Uso beating Big E for the IC title would have been perfect because it establishes him as, maybe he can be a single star with his brother out. Because both of those matches he had two matches. Both of the matches he had with Roman Reigns was great that year. So he could have held a mid-card title while Roman was the WWE champion, while Jimmy Uso was out. Then eventually Jimmy will fall in line. Not saying that Jimmy will have to win a singles title. Maybe that could come later down the Bloodline story. Then you also could have had Jey Uso when he was at his hottest, because a lot of y'all think that Jey got over because of the Heat gimmick. No, that's not why he got over. That's how he stayed over. How he got over was the passion promo he cut when he got away from the Bloodline, when he broke away from Roman Reigns and Solo, when he initially left the Bloodline. That's when Jey Uso got over with the fans because people were behind him. A lot of people wanted him to beat Roman Reigns, and he should have beat Roman Reigns. And they could have put the title on him. And if they didn't like the run after about 3 or 4 months, if WWE wasn't rocking with it, they could have just gave it back to Roman. Or if it was going good, maybe you do a triple threat match with him, Roman, and Cody. Because after he lost the match due to Jimmy interfering for whatever reason, Cody Rhodes was the one that brought him back. Which is why I think he still should have fought Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania this year. And Cody Rhodes would have been justified to turn heel because Jey Uso was the one that initially stopped him from being champion. The Usos and Solo got involved. The Bloodline stopped Cody from being champion initially 2 years ago instead of getting it last year when he did win it. So it would have been justified for Cody to turn heel on Jey, even bringing him back. So if you do that match and you do John Cena versus Gunther, you have your two top baby faces. And Cody, because at that time, Cody would have been heel. So you would have had Cena, your top babyface all the time, then Jey, your most popular character at the moment. He used his Heat stuff to stay over, but he got over cutting passionate promos. He's not always been some terrible promo. It's just that WWE gave him the IC title reign. Rikishi crashed out as he should have, because what's the point of giving him a 28-day title reign just to rush a Bloodline story? Because the story was rushed. The War Games match, that was all rushed. He even did the same thing with what's the name with who was with the Tongans when they was the tag team champions. You had them lose it, and they held it for a good minute, but they lost to Motor City Machine Guns in their second week. So you telling me DIY couldn't have kept it a little longer? Telling me the Street Profits couldn't have got it back before Motor City came in there? Like the Street Profits had to wait 3 years to get a second run. Motor City came in there and got their first run within 2 weeks of being in the company. So this not only is affecting people in the Bloodline, but it's affecting people outside of that too. So when Rikishi crashed out about Jey Uso losing the IC title, okay, it makes sense. That's his son, and he wasn't the only one. A lot of people thought he should have had a longer title reign. A lot of people. Then Jey Uso goes on to win the Royal Rumble this year. Then he went on to face Gunther. I think he should have faced Cody Rhodes because the championship he initially wanted was the WWE championship. And then Gunther was the one that attacked Jey Uso. So even if people didn't like the decision, it was still a surprise. And Jey Uso definitely earned it because he got himself over. And he was able to stay over with the fans. Like, y'all hate on it, but however it works, it works. Like, you're over to get over, you have to be able to stay over. They want to argue nepotism. Nepotism is the reason why Jey Uso is where he is. I say this all the time. Nepotism can get you somewhere. It can get you in a company. It can get you in a business. It can get you a coaching job. But nepotism cannot keep you there. You have to actually put in the talent and the work. If JJ Redick is gone after 2 seasons with the Lakers, there's going to be reasons for that. If Jey Uso was out, if the Usos were out of the WWE within 3 years, they would have been gone. but they finally won the tag team titles in 2014 because they was putting the work in. Jay's been doing this for 15 years, and now he just lost the world title after having it for 51 days. And now he's being put in King of the Ring. Should he have gotten the King of the Ring spot? No. You have many Omos that signed a new contract. You have Karrion Kross, who is also super over. You have Mr. Iguana, who you want to bring to the main roster. Like, he's still under AAA contract, so you could have did that. But Jey Uso being the King of the Ring isn't a good decision. But that can be said for multiple other people in this, because Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton advancing don't make sense either. Like, why are they advancing the King of the Ring? This is not building new stars. This tournament has yet to build any new stars. Even Sami Zayn, who's been in the main event picture based off a story alone. Like, that's how good of a worker Sami Zayn is. As much as I troll Sami Zayn, he is a great worker, and he's able to get world title shots without really having to qualify for them. Like, he just has good enough stories to get world title shots, like he got against Roman Reigns at Elimination Chamber. And he was able to, I think he got one against Gunther because he had beat him for the IC title. So he was able to get a world title shot based off of that. But Jey Uso, he only held it for 51 days, didn't get defended at a PLE, and he looks tired. And he's still not getting a break. But is WWE making Rikishi? This was my quick stuff about Jey Uso. But I think WWE is trying to make Rikishi the scapegoat. Because, and this is my main problem with it, if you feel like Jey Uso isn't ready for the main event scene, why keep him there? Why keep him doing this high profile stuff? If you see the fans, clearly we see that he's tired. Give him 2 or 3 weeks off. You have the New Day. The New Day did a segment after the match, after Jey Uso lost. You put it on your Instagram, and then on Monday we'll see if they follow up with it, because it's gonna be out on Monday before Raw comes on. So hopefully they follow through with it. Maybe the New Day, but the New Day had no motive to interfere. All Jey Uso said was that the New Day sucked. The New Day sucked, and that was months ago. So them interfering now there's no motive behind that. At least not now. Now, if he said something to them backstage before the match, then something happens, then sure. But what's really the purpose of you teasing something not to follow through with it? So you telling me if Gunther would have lost, he would have been put in the King of the Ring too? Because it was essentially, if you lose the world title, whoever loses this world title match is going to be put in King of the Ring. And you say it's a surprise and you announce it on social media. And you're mad at Rikishi because he's criticizing WWE for the way Jey Uso is being treated. And Rikishi as a father has a right to feel that way about Jey Uso. But WWE, you as a company, should not be making decisions based off of how he feels. Rikishi has no input. He has no say. He doesn't have control over anybody. So there is one thing I'm mad at Rikishi about, but it's not him defending Jey. That's not what it is. Like, WWE, this is on you. You're trying to make Rikishi the scapegoat, and you could easily put him back in the tag team division. You could have him and his brother get back together. You keep putting him in these matches and meaningless stuff. He's doing meaningless stuff, and he's clearly injured right now. He's clearly hurt. He might not be injured, but he looks hurt when we watch him. Like, from a fan perspective, that's what we can see on our screens. That he is hurt and that he needs some time off. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, putting in the work is great, but you can't be going this hard all the time. Like, so it don't sit right with me that this report came out and they trying to put him on Rikishi. Like, you're the one that put him in the main event spotlight. You're the one that made him win the Royal Rumble. TKO, you're the one that likes money. He was selling the most merch. He was getting the crowd hype. Y'all letting him run his interest back twice. You don't have to do any of that. He's obviously gonna still sell the merch. He's gonna be over with the fans, but you don't have to let him do the interest twice. You can have more people interrupt him like Logan Paul did. But like, not going for that, not letting him do the interest twice. Like, it's simple stuff. Like, you don't have to keep him in the main event scene. We seen him in the main event scene and it didn't work out. And I love Jey Uso, but that's just the unfortunate reality. He's not a main event guy. He is an upper mid carder. And that's fine, because not everybody can be a main event guy. But he's had a solid singles run. Like, I'm not finna sit up here and lie like it's been some terrible run. No, he's had a solid solo run. But he's much better as a tag team wrestler. He's an all-time tag team great with his brother. One of the Usos, a top 5 tag team in wrestling all time, in my opinion. But that's why I say he's an upper mid carder, because he's an elite tag team guy and he's just solid when it comes to singles competition. So WWE, it's your job to recognize that and put them back in the tag team division. Because you're mad about this. Well, what if LA Knight's parents came out and said something? Will you feel the same way? Probably not, because they aren't. Because I don't know if his parents have any history with wrestling in general. But you could have had LA Knight advance, and this just goes into. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but the whole King of the Ring has been a disaster. Regardless of what happens this Monday after I'm filming this, unless Brunson Reed wins, it's really just the Fatal 4-Way. The whole King of the Ring has just been a disaster. But I don't like how WWE wants to scapegoat Rikishi and this report come out. I'm not even sure who came up with the report, but who cares? Rikishi has no say over the company. He's not holding no gun to nobody's head. He's not holding no murder over nobody, saying that he can take to the cops or anything like this. Like, we don't have any knowledge of that, and I doubt that he does. So if you don't think Jey Uso is a main event guy, then don't put him in the main event. He did earn his nickname. He did put in the work. He did contribute a lot to the Bloodline story. We're not just giving all that credit to Roman Reigns. Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn, Solo Sikoa, like they all did their part in the Bloodline story. They all did a fantastic job with the story itself. All that credit is not going to Roman Reigns. Jay, I don't think I mentioned Jay, but him as well. This video is really about. But my problem with Rikishi is it's all this energy you have for Jey Uso and his booking, but you don't show the same for Solo Sikoa. You have Rikishi has 7 sons, 3 of them being in WWE with the Usos and Solo Sikoa. You're not showing the same energy for Solo Sikoa or Jimmy Uso. Solo Sikoa has been consistently in the main event scene, but they haven't let him win anything. Jacob Fatu came in and outshined him immediately. Like if he wins the U.S. title, then that's gonna be great. But he's been in the main event spotlight just losing. He lost to Ulafala to Roman Reigns, who don't even wear it and barely shows up. So that would have been a big win for Solo's career, and that wasn't even for a championship. That would have helped elevate Solo, but he's just been losing big matches. Lost against Cody, lost against Roman, and then if he loses against Jacob Fatu, that don't make it any better. Like he's not getting. I think he even lost a random match on SmackDown to Kevin Owens. Maybe he's not getting any quality wins. He was able to qualify for Money in the Bank and had a good showing, and he shouldn't. And if LA Knight wasn't gonna win, then he should have won it, and he should have cashed in on Jay because there's actually a great story there. But he's not keeping the same energy for Solo Sikoa, who's been his booking has been very inconsistent. It hasn't been great. It's been solid, but Solo Sikoa is what making it seem solid. Like his promos, his improvement. Solo Sikoa is doing great, but he's still not getting rewarded for it. Hopefully, he wins the U.S. Championship at SummerSlam. I think he should. I do. I think he should definitely be the one to dethrone Jacob Fatu. But if he isn't, then I don't know where Solo goes from there. I think and then Jimmy Uso, you have him teaming up with R-Truth randomly for no reason. But Rikishi said nothing about Jimmy Uso. You was teasing him going after the U.S. title, then you take him out of WrestleMania. You write him off TV just for him to come back and look great when he was in the ring celebrating with his brother. They haven't done nothing with Jimmy Uso on its own. I'm not saying that, but Jimmy Uso, he's obviously not as over. He's not selling the merch. Like all that stuff is important. So I'm not saying that Jimmy Uso should get rewarded just for being an Uso, but he's had some solid segments. He's had some solid matches. Even when the Usos team backed up, everybody loved it when they faced A-Town Down Under. But Jimmy's put in some solid work on SmackDown, but he hasn't been able to showcase as much as he should be able to in the mid card. Like you have, like people could actually get behind Jimmy being a U.S. champion, and it's not just because his brothers having his own solo run, but if you have Jimmy on his own too, at least put him in a title match. He don't have to win it, but he can at least get a title match. He can at least get a title opportunity. You could have did him and Carmelo Hayes in a title match, or you could have did a fatal 4-way or a ladder match or something for the U.S. title featuring Jimmy Uso. I'm not saying he should have won it, but he could have at least had the opportunity. But Rikishi isn't keeping the same energy for all 3 of his sons in the WWE. That's my only problem with Rikishi. I understand why he's upset about Jay's booking, but he's not keeping the same energy for Jimmy Uso or Solo Sikoa. So I don't really get why WWE is going to take anything he says serious. Like realistically, what is Rikishi going to do? He going to threaten some people? Just get a respect. Is he going to come up there and and end somebody, like just get a restraining order if that's the case. Like you have a legal team, you can do something about this. Like if it gets to that point, then you have a legal team that can do something about this. But I highly doubt it gets that bad. And like I said, Rikishi has every right to defend Jey, but he should be defending Jimmy and Solo the same way because they have not yet gotten booked as well as Jey Uso has. Jey Uso has gotten better booking than both Jimmy Uso and Solo. And I'm not saying that he didn't earn better booking than they did, but Jimmy Uso and Solo have been putting in great work on SmackDown and haven't nearly gotten half of what Jey has gotten. Like they've been losing consistently, and you said nothing about them. So that's my only problem. But I don't like how. But yeah, like I said, main purpose of this video is to point out the flaws in the booking of Jey Uso and Jimmy and Solo as well, and why I feel like Rikishi should be defending all three of his sons. Because you're gonna defend one, then defend all three of them. Don't make it clear to the internet who's your favorite, because that's only gonna get you backlash. Like I'm not even bashing Rikishi. I just think that he should be defending all three of his sons equally. Because I'm already knowing the type of backlash that's gonna cause him to get. And then for WWE, don't try to make Rikishi the scapegoat. You book yourself into this position. You decide how you want to book your show. If Triple H, Nick Khan, TKO, like y'all the ones to make these decisions. And for people saying that The Rock is the reason why Jey Uso got to this spot, you're dumb. The Rock did not get Jey Uso over. Jey Uso got Jey Uso over. But with that being said, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment what y'all think. Do y'all disagree or do y'all agree with what I said about the WWE trying to scapegoat Rikishi?